be important. All right, I'm going to say that again. We're going to need our foam rollers. That's it today. So grab a spot on the ground and we're going to start with foam rolling our calves. I am not going to hang up on everyone today. I am going to stay on the line afterwards so everyone can say hi. I really messed up the last time where I thought I was hitting stop record and instead I stopped the whole thing. So we couldn't chat afterwards, but please get started. Let's just do this. I think we've got most people. I'll keep checking to see if anyone's coming back. But good morning, Rise and Shine. I'm super glad you're here as always. Happy to be rebooting this class and super excited to have some of you who I don't normally see in the morning. I'm talking to you, Nate and Kim, with me here. So grab your foam roller. We're just going to get our calves on to the foam roller. So when we think about foam rolling our calves, if you do this normally and you have a way that you love, awesome. We're going to do a minute per side. So what I want you to think about if you don't normally do it and you don't have a way, is thinking about your calves sort of as a three-sided thing. So the shin would be a fourth side. We're not going there, but you can get the side, you can get the back, sort of the most meaty part, and then the inside. So it might be that as you're rolling, you're like, whoa, I've never tried sort of getting towards that inside, and that is brutal. Might be that you get the outside sort of more at the upper part of your calf, and that's the part that is giving you some issues. What I want you to do is not focus on the part that's really painful. I want you to get to the spots where you're like, okay, that's the spot, and then go above and below it. The other thing is, while you're on that foam roller, you can work your ankle around getting that mobility. So just starting working around your ankle, getting sort of a spin on that as you pin down the muscle. That should feel good. We got 10 more seconds and we're going to switch to the other side. So go ahead and get in the final bits on that one side and then bring it to the other. So now you've switched it over. Same thing, just think about having three sides. Shannon's here. All right, this is awesome. I am really excited about this. Lots of you guys here and new energy on our Monday mornings. I'm really excited about that. And please make sure you stay on the line after if you want to say hi to me or each other. I would love that. And I promise I'm going to try my hardest not to hang up by accident like I did last time. All right. Just getting back in the swing, you know, it's going well. All right, making sure everyone is on mute as well. So when we look at the recording of this, you don't have to be on it. It'll just be me, then it's not awkward. All right, let's just get in our last couple seconds on this side, and then we are going to roll our hamstrings. So go ahead and switch it up. Roll just right up onto one side, hamstrings. We're going to get 1 minute. Now, for hamstrings, for your foam rolling, again, if you've got a system that you love, awesome. Which if that's a smaller ball or lacrosse ball, you can use that too if you've got it. But if you don't have a system and you want to try something different, I like to do a more of a shearing motion. So I take my foam roller and I get my leg going side to side. I feel like that makes my hamstring feel really good. The up and down, just feel like doesn't do very much. And so I like that side to side motion, but up to you what feels good. What we're going to do is get both sides of our hamstrings, and then we're going to do some mobility, doing an iron cross move. So you'll see when we get there, but for now, just getting those hamstrings. Hopefully you're not feeling like, oh my God, I'm killing my wrist doing this. That's the one thing. When we're foam rolling, I feel like we're sometimes compromising our neck position or scrunching up. So trying to keep in good posture. Go ahead and switch sides, everybody. All right. So last night I was reading a new book called Rock, Paper, Scissors. It's not something that is like a high literature book. Someone recommended it to me. It's like beach reading. Anyway, it's a mystery. And guess what? It turns out when I start a mystery, I have to freaking figure it out. So I was up not most of the night, some of the night until I finished the book so I could figure out what happened. So there's my recommendation for a book for you guys. If you're like me and goal oriented and start something and have to finish it immediately. So anyway, I was like, two chapters in and like, oh, this is trouble. I know I'm going to be here all night with this one. So anyway, if anyone has a book to recommend me that's, not super compelling, but enough, I'll take it. All right, stopping there. So now we've got our hamstrings warm, the muscles are sort of awake. We're going to get into mobility. So for our mobility, we're going to lay on our back. One leg comes down, the other leg is going to tip over nice and slow while our arms are in that open cross position, anchoring us down, trying to keep your shoulder down. And then that leg comes back up, and we're going to do it 3 times on each side. So everyone go ahead, lay it down. Get 3 on each side, really nice and slow. So we're not just like whipping that leg down and back up. We want our muscles and our whole body to be in control and feel safe. So not like we're ripping our legs here. 3 on each side. So I think I saw 3 for most of you. So switch sides when you're ready. Keeping your back down on the ground. Shoulders stay down. Once you got your 3, grab your foam roller again, sit up, and let's roll our glutes. So once you got those 3, rolling our glutes, you can see we're going from the bottom of our body. We're going to come up to the top here. We're going to save foam rolling our back for the last thing we do, but we're going to just get in our glutes, and we're going to roll our hips, and then we'll get into more of the classic mobility moves. But this is a good way for us to warm up, especially early in the morning when we haven't probably done much yet. Maybe you have, and if you have, good for you. But trying to just get our muscles warm. So for your glutes, try and think about it's the spot from, the bottom of your butt sort of to the top of where your pants might come. And so we're just trying to roll that up and down. So you can do that up and down, or you can do a pin and stretch. So that's where you put all of your weight down, and then you got that leg muscle, your leg moving around. So whatever feels good, get that combination going. Go ahead and switch sides. Other side. Nicely done, everybody. Doesn't it feel good to foam roll and then have someone compliment you on your good foam rolling? I mean, too easy, right? That's how we should all start our mornings. Someone complimenting us on something that's not that hard to do. Why not, right? Okay. So we've got this second cheek rolled here, and making sure you're breathing. If you are in a spot that makes you hold your breath, you should not be on that spot. You should be above it or below it. So make sure you can get in full deep breaths. All right. So in 10 seconds, we're going to switch to our hips, which will be the last thing we roll. Just 1 minute on each side. Then we'll get going on some hip openers. All right. Go ahead, switch it up. So rolling your hips, you want to have your foam roller right in your sort of hip crease here where you would bend. And so you can go all the way around, stay on that inner thigh. No one wants to do that. I promise you it's terrible. At least for me, it's pretty terrible. So that's why we do this stuff together, right? It's stuff we don't want to do. So we keep ourselves accountable by doing it together. I was super, super excited to see how many views there were on the 10-minute videos. I hope that you guys will be taking advantage of those and doing those. They're super fun for me to make, and it's the kind of things that I know I need to be doing, should be doing. So I'm really excited to be doing them and putting them out there for you. And I love your feedback. So if you're doing them and you have some feedback for me, please send it on. You know how to get in touch. And I just hope that you'll take advantage of doing it. All right, other side, everybody. Go ahead to the other side. All right, so hopefully this feels good. It might not match, right? So this side might feel a lot more tight, or it might feel easier. Doesn't matter. I have, sometimes I say that side for opportunity. I have an athlete who calls one of her sides the danger side. And I like that one. It's like the side that could get injured, calls it the danger side. So anyway, this might be your danger side. That's okay. Gotta love it as much as the what's the opposite of danger side? The safety side. So as long as you're giving it attention, trying to make it both sides the happy sides, no danger sides. All right, 5 more seconds, and then we're going to switch this to some hip openers. For our hip openers, we're going to get into a half kneeling position. So that's when our knee is going to be down on the ground. So if you want to have a pillow, absolutely, this is a good idea so that you can be in this position in comfort. We're not going for pain is gain here, don't need that. All right, so we've got into we're in our position. Knee is facing forward. Now I just want you coming forward and back with that knee. Now the trick is, I'm gonna start us getting our arms up. And what is a natural position is that you might come here where we're trying to arch our back. I don't wanna see that. So I want your arms up, but I want you to keep your back long. All right, Kim's back, good. So keep your back long as you come forward. I want you to think about 2 things. Pushing your knee over your toes. So I'm gonna see if you can get that far ahead. It gives you a big opening through the hips, but also mobility through the ankles. Still working on all this mobility. Good. So nice long reach. All right, stopping there. Staying on the same side. Now we're going to open. So now our leg is not facing forward, it's facing off to the side, and we're going to come forward, opening up our arms. So opening up the arms, hopefully, is helping you balance. Because this one's a little more awkward because as your leg comes out, but it should feel really good. Inner thigh, those are tight on me. Hopefully this is a good way to open that up. Okay, 2 more. And then we're going to go back to our original position where our foot is facing forward. Now what I want to see from everyone is something I can't see, is tight glute. So squeeze your glute behind here. Now as that glute is tight, I want you just coming forward a little bit. Notice we're not going to come forward a lot, but we're going to feel stretch through our quad here. So this is going to get our hip and quad into a stretch. Think about staying up nice and tall. All right, just a couple more. So keeping your glute tight as you come forward and back, just getting a little stretch through there. All right, let's switch it up. So we're going to start that sequence again. So the first part of our sequence was coming just forward and back, trying to get our knee over our toe. So forward and back, big, kind of like a runner lunge here. And then once you're ready, get started with those arms up without arching your back. It's so easy to do because you want to overachieve and be like, I can do it. But overachieve instead, reaching forward, not arching back. All right. If this feels good on your back, then you should feel good about your movement and you're extending through the armpit. It is beautiful. All right, 3, 2, let's get our knee facing out now. And now we're going to open up through the arms. Good. All right. Got Monday starting off right again. While I was on my trip with Brian, when everything fell away, I was still doing mobility, which made me very happy. Come on forward. It's a little bit easier to do than a run, especially when you're on a boat. Okay, butt is tight. Everybody squeeze and just a small pulse forward. This is getting a real stretch now through the hip when we're doing that big motion. We're not getting a stretch to that hip flexor or the quad, so this is getting there. Good. And 3, 2, all right, stopping there. Go ahead and pillow side if you had it. We are going to get into a windshield wiper. So for those of you who haven't done these with me, want your feet planted about hip distance apart, and when you bring your feet down, your knee should come right to your foot. We're going to start here and see if we can build up. So for some of you, this is going to be your spot. That's great. If you think you can come forward with that once you get there. All right. And then once you're doing that, you can see if you can do it without hands and come up, opening up the hips at the top, down. See if you can do it without using your hands behind you. Come on back up. Good. So it's a marker of good health if you can get up off the floor without using your hands. So you can imagine from this position, it would be pretty easy to get up off the floor. So this is a good one to keep on practicing. We're just gonna get one more on each side. Here's one, and then we're gonna stand it up. Up. All right. Nicely done. Those look good. Okay, so for our standing move, so we're going to do 3 different things, and we're going to do them in sequence, and then we'll come back and do them again. So as our first set, we're going to do standing single leg hinge with a twist. So join me for this one once you see what I'm doing. So we're going to get into this hinge position, and then we're going to open up through our hips, and then close it down. So my arms that I'm doing right there are more advanced. If you want to do an easier version, you can hold onto your hips, or you can just have your hands down at your front here, or whatever feels easier. If you want to make it harder and you're ready to do that, then opening up your arms to follow your body, so your shoulders and hips are doing the same thing. All right. Hopefully everyone's doing that. I'm watching. Go for it. I'm watching you giggle. I see that, Shannon. Yeah, this is so good. Sorry, I can't have the cameras or the voices on. Switch sides, everyone. Switch sides. Sorry, I can't have everyone chatting. It makes the recording terrible. But it would be fun to hear all the giggles. All right, these are hard. So if you are falling over repeatedly, see if you can just practice standing in that position. This is all about foot strength and all about coordination, getting that hip open and closed, connecting it with your foot. So this is a good one, but freaking hard, right? All right, we're gonna do this one a lot because it is a lot of bang for our buck, stopping there. So that's the first one in our exercise. The second thing we're gonna do, stand up nice and tall. So we are going to come forward with our leg, squeeze that inner thigh. So it's like we're kicking something that way. And then we're gonna go back, squeeze like we are meaning it, like someone is going to test and you don't want them to. So then we're going to come back forward, squeeze again, and squeeze here. Now, I could do this for a long time, but that is not with the squeeze. So add the squeeze, let's go. So make this hard for yourself. So up, really squeeze there. Then squeeze it back, tight, tight, tight. Test it, touch your butt, it's okay. Good, come on forward, doing this for 30 seconds. Squeeze back. So now we're practicing our balance. We're throwing ourselves off balance by coming back and forward. And we're getting this inner thigh, the basically muscles that are going against each other, getting them to work together. All right, 3, 2, super, balance. Look at that, guys, and switching sides. Look at that, everyone, not guys. All right, squeeze that butt. Come on up, good. All right, so you can see from my pace, if you're going a little slower than me, that's fine. You shouldn't be going any faster because you won't have time to get that squeeze and the back squeeze. Want to make sure you have time for all the squeezes. All right, and 3, 2, nicely done. Okay, the last thing we're doing, and I didn't say this in the beginning, we need something to put our leg behind on. So I've got my couch here. If you have a chair, a stool, whatever it is. But what we're doing is we're going to have our leg back. I want you to squeeze the glute of the leg that's back. So now we're in that same position like we were doing our kneeling mobility. Then we're going to give ourselves a hug and come into a hinge. You obviously have to let go of that squeezed glute, but you're trying to keep good balance. So then you come back up to a squeeze. So you're squeezing at the top, release, and give yourself a big hug as you come down. I'm just going to do 3 on each side. The point here is keeping that good balance while our leg is behind us, trying to get that good reach around our hug there. Good. Once you got 3 on each side, I think I saw most of you get that. Switch sides, get into a position where you can squeeze your glute at the top, and then get that hug. See how far you can come down, come back up, just 3. So we're working on our mobility, but also stability through our feet. Good, and one more. If you've gotten all three, you can stop, that's okay. And then we're gonna start back around again at our standing single leg twist or not twist, plot twist. You don't have to do the twist, it's okay. Wherever you are, let's start there, okay? Join me. So come on, get your feet spread out, your toes spread out. Get into that hinged position and then open it, close it, and then do the arms that work for you. So if you are having a hard time, do not do big arms. That makes it harder because it's more weight out far from your body. Weight closer to your body makes it easier. So keep it close if you're having some trouble, and keep something that you can, a wall close. Yes, good. No one's getting this perfectly, and I love that. That's what we want. If every rep was perfect, then you don't need all this practice and it's too easy. Go to the next other side, everybody. So spread out your toes, get a good foot position. Let's go. For it to be effective, you want your body to have to figure out how to do this. So if you're getting all of the reps easily, then you need to get your arms wider. You could go a little faster. Not everyone, no one needs to go faster, but I'm saying if you're getting all the reps, I'm not seeing that yet. I'm still seeing some whoop, whoop, and that's good. 5 more seconds. So try and get one more really good one. Slow it down, visualize, happy feet, and nicely done. All right. So now we're back to those standing swings. So we're back to single leg activity here. So we're going to swing it forward, nice and tight, and swing it back, super tight. Good. Nice and tight and super tight. That's it. All right. So you can feel it. You can use your hand as a, to push against in the front if you want. So you can push your knee against your hand, make it a little harder and push it back. Good. You choose how to do this, but make sure you're feeling it for you, whatever that is. And 3, 2, all right, other side, come on in. Let's do it. Up, whoop, I'm falling over already. And good. It takes your brain a second to go from balancing on one side when you're getting it, and then the other side is like, wait a second. All right, come on up. Here, good. Squeeze behind you. Yes, yes, yes. All right, good. We've got 5 more seconds. And so wait. All right, we're gonna modify our next one just a little bit. We were having our leg back, we got nice and tight, and then we were folding forward. The fold forward, I want you to see, if you want to, you can do what you were doing, or you can bring your back leg up and extend it as much as you can as you come down. So that makes it a little harder. Go for it. Let's do 3. So here's 1, squeezing our chest, and then as we come down, we extend that back leg and then bring it back. Woo. Now, what's hard about that one is then landing that foot back on what you are sitting on to get that glute tight again. So all new moves here for you guys, probably. It's totally fine if it's not feeling great. It feels like you're falling over. We are practicing getting our foot strong, other side, getting our balance really good, getting stability, which all helps with our mobility. All right, so everyone hopefully is on the other side, getting their 3 here. If you can, get that back leg long and then bring it right back. Woo. All right. I see some like, ta-da, that's great. Love it. All right. So our second set, we're going to do just a short one. We are going to come into a plank position. Let's talk through, or you can watch me do it if you want, or I'll just talk you through it. So starting in a plank, we're going to lower ourselves in the slowest reverse of a push-up ever. So slow, so slow. And once we're down, we've got one arm out and we're pushing through. Can't see here. Pushing through, opening up our chest on one side. Then we'll come back up, do it again. So go ahead, join me, everybody. Let's get into our plank position. We're going to just do one on each side. So this is a really slow lower. So mostly we're holding the plank, keeping our elbows in Neck is long, really slow as you can. Once you get to a point where you can't hold it anymore, it's fine to drop it down. Even if it's a plunk, that's okay. And then one arm is out, one arm is bent towards your body, and you're just opening up the chest there. Good. Now go ahead, come on up. And one more time, slowly lower down so we can get the other side, chest open, slow lower. And other side, chest is open. Good. Now get back into your plank position. I'll walk you through this one. So plank position, tall plank, neck is long. You're pushing your chest, pushing the chest away from the ground. Now everyone bring your knees in like we're in a primitive plank. So it's like we're in our bear crawl position, but we're not moving. Now everyone go ahead, backs come up, cat cow, and back into a tall plank. So staying in this plank position, squeeze your glutes, neck is long, push the ground away, back into your bear crawl position. So knees are just about an inch or two off the ground. Cat cow with your back to a plank. This is going to be our last one. So stay in that good plank position here. And then back into our primitive plank. So your knees are in, hovering over the ground. Cat, cow, release, come back, hips back, child's pose. Breathe. And we're going to do that system one more time. So one more time. So we're going to start back where we started with that negative. So we're going to go to the negative of our push-up. So everyone go ahead, get into your plank again and release it just nice and slow as you can. Once you're down on the ground, just get one side, his arm is open, one side, your hand is right near your chest, and then you push open the arm that's the chest that's getting the stretch is the one with the open arm. And then come on back, push it up, back into a push-up position and just releasing nice and slow, slow, slow. And opening up the chest on the other side. We got our two there. All right, so last thing for our back here, get back into our good posture. All right, push the ground away, neck is long, squeeze your glutes, you're in a good position, super, absolutely amazing planks. Now come on, knees in, we're in this hands and knees position, but our knees aren't on the ground. Cat cow, good, release, back to your plank, come on back into primitive plank, so knees are hovering, cat, cow, everyone go ahead and do that one more time. So go back into a long plank, long body, long neck, push the ground away, and then bring your knees in, cat, cow, relax, go into that child's pose. Push your hips back, arms are long, and nicely done. All right, feel how long your armpits are. See if you can get your hands nice and long, get your forehead on the ground or near it, relaxing your neck. And the last thing we're going to do is foam roll our backs. We have about 2 minutes left. So go ahead and grab it. Grab your foam roller, that is. And we will get it onto our backs. You can start with low back, or if there's a spot you like. But while you're rolling your low back, you could always get into a figure 4 position if that feels good. Sort of double time with some hip opening there and some glute stretching. That feels good for me, but that might not feel good for you. So that is totally fine. Just getting in really deep breaths, especially if you find some spots that are in need of your attention and feeling like, do not stay on the zingers, please, above and below. And again, you can roll up and down, or you can do a side-to-side shearing motion, whichever works out best for you, whichever is most comfortable. When you are getting to the top of your spine, make sure you're supporting your neck. All right, curving your back over the foam roller, getting mobility as well as that movement through the fascia. 30 minutes goes by quick. I hope that it felt as quick to you as it did to me. These are the last 20 seconds or so. If you're feeling really amazing foam rolling right now, just keep doing it. If you feel like, oh, but I want to foam roll this spot that we didn't, that is great. Do it. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. This is me not hanging up. I'm not hanging up. I will not hang up. Definitely. Okay, stopping the recording.